topic is a big topic for us, and it's Comporta. We briefly spoke about it on the previous one, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail on this one. I'd like to introduce Jack Ballantine.
Back to the pod.
Back to the pod. When we went there for the second time, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, and hosted by our very good friend and business partner, George Gray with Albany Global. And yeah, we had a great time.
A little plug. So Albany Global are our exclusively recommended villa rental partners. And we've been working with them for a few years now. And they've massively bought into Comporta, haven't they? He absolutely loves it, George. And I can completely see why. They hosted us for a week at one of their villas, which was amazing. It was just such a smart, really cool villa. Yeah. Felt very homely. Everything worked. It was just perfect from start to finish. But the reason we were there was really to re-engage and re-explore an area we've already been to make sure we know it as best we can. Which is what we do a lot, don't we? We travel around the world, really. We try and, when we know our clients are interested in different locations around the world, we definitely try and go and visit them every year.
We just want to immerse ourselves in it. We want to know all the things, all the intricacies and how things work. What's the nitty gritty, vibe like? Is this something that's going to stay? Is it genuinely worth considering as a destination? And you can only do that by going there and spending time there. And credit to George. He's been really persistent on that area for at least a year and a half, 2 years now, isn't he? So he knows that area really well, and he's built up a phenomenal relationship with, I'll probably say, a good chunk of the owners there. And
I think anyone looking to rent a villa in Comporta, we can't recommend them highly enough.
All sorts of properties. There's apartments, there's villas, there's 3-4 bedroom villas, and there's big estates that he has. He's got by the ocean, in the city. So whatever you're looking for, he's kind of got everything there that you would need. So we'll put his details in this, shall we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we should do. I think it was great to be back.
Yeah,
and I remember the first time when we went. And let's be honest, we were there sort of on a golf trip the first time rather than a business trip.
Remember, golf's very important for clients as well because there's chances are that you want to play there. That's why we're doing it. Yeah,
I remember thinking this place is great. Unfortunately, we caught it in the rain, didn't we, when we first went? And I thought, this place is great. Yeah. It's completely undiscovered at this point. Did I believe the hype? Possibly not the first time. I loved it, and I could see myself going on there on holiday, but I don't know whether I believed the hype. But I think the second time confirmed it for me that actually, as a destination, and we can go into loads more detail, but as a destination, holiday destination, I think it's right up there in Europe, and it's completely undiscovered, really. It's the early stages. Yeah. I think we should give a little bit of background. So Comporta is a coastal destination. It's about an hour and a half drive south of Lisbon. Lisbon's a pretty easy airport to navigate. Yep. It's easy to get to from around the world. And, we were in and out quick, hiring a car on the road, straight down out of Lisbon, which Lisbon's a great city anyway, but we were straight down to Comporta. It's got, good amenities in Comporta, but it's very much the beginning of its journey. So I think it's going to evolve a lot over the next 5-10 years, a lot. I think the best way of describing it is as pared back luxury. So it's not uber luxe with really refined, that sort of refined, very sort of
subtle. It's not in your face. It's very, parts of it are very kind of artisan, handcrafted, breakfast, lunch spots. It's very much, there's a large part of the population are still the Portuguese there, which is always nice. And it's, like you said, it's very pared back. It's very minimal in its design, staying true to, how can I say, the local architecture, because it was originally a fishing village. That was the history behind it. So it's still got that kind of, the architecture's got the characteristics, which is good. And, you can see that there's things being built, in the distances between the individual towns.
I'll tell you one of the things that I would say is, you go to places like places in Greece and other places we've explored for clients. Sardinia is a good one. It's sometimes a little bit overwhelming, whereas I think you could arrive in Comporta and instantly be very relaxed. I mean, it's not ostentatious by any stretch. I
no,
remember that like that little supermarket was like a treasure trove of different amazing ingredients and things like that. And we discovered that little breakfast spot as well on the last day when we were going to leave. I mean, it's just you're discovering little pockets all the time. But one of the big things it has, it's got huge global institutional investment. I mean, some of the names down there is terrifying.
yeah,
So, I mean, I've written a little list here. Some of the global brands down there, Discovery Land, which we've touched on in the last pod, is one of our favourite developers in the world, and we could do a whole pod on that, to be quite honest. But they really understand that high net worth consumer privacy, luxury. But again, it's not ostentatious at all. It's comfortable. Vanguard have got Dunas and Torre. They're currently building 4 new hotels and branded residences, approximately 250 homes being built there. Vic Properties have Pignorino. Say that right?
Pignorino,
Which we loved, didn't we? I was really impressed with that. And they've got 6 Senses residences where they're building 58 homes there. Mandarin Oriental are building a branded residency there. But the entire development is about 400 hectares.
yeah,
A lot of that is developable space. So buyers are buying individual plots and building the type of villas they want to build there. The actual total value of that whole project is 1.7 billion.
yeah,
And again, that's the only one that's actually built around the golf course. It's got its own wellness amenities. I mean, we should touch on that for a minute or two about that particular project. I think Discovery Land, for me, is one of the most impressive. But I could see over time that you might want a little bit more outside of what
yeah,
you have in your own community. And I think Pignorino has that with the 2
yeah,
huge brands in Six Senses and Mandarin Oriental,
yeah,
and their own. So it feels like if you're looking for ultra privacy, Discovery Land is probably the one for you. If
yeah,
you're looking to spend maybe a bit more time there and you're going to need a little bit more different brands, different things to interact with,
yeah,
I think Pignorino is probably a better fit for you there. The plots that they had, we went and visited, didn't we? A series of plots,
yeah,
all have got all elevated, all of a really good size, lots of space around each of the plots,
yeah,
so it's nice and private. The villas that are being built there already are very cool, like very very cool, and they all look down onto the golf course which you and I played, which
yeah.
is so early days. It doesn't even have a driving range.
No,
It didn't even have toilets. To be fair, it's that, that early on, but it
no.
was mega.
Yeah. One thing I
I love.
really feel about that also is that in some developments, there's kind of tier one, tier two, tier three options. This felt that they were all tier one, so there was none which was you could some say which are the ones in the corner which you're maybe sacrificing a couple of things. It felt like everything there had was a really good option. And I
Yeah,
remember seeing briefly the sales plan, which the units which are standard in development these days, and they were scattered around, which normally you kind of see was it 15A, 15B, 15C sold because they're the corner ones. And it wasn't like that, was it? It was so it just shows that there's just like you said, it's all kind of built down, so everything's looking, and you kind of see the dunes, and you don't see the sea, but you see the dunes, which is if you don't. I'm sure people know what dunes are, but like it is truly remarkable there.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's an important point you've made there. Anyone who's considering Comporta and they're saying, I want a sea view, it's actually very hard to find
yeah,
because the dunes are built up so high.
yeah.
Um, and actually, people should look on our social media. I think on LinkedIn, I might have put some pictures actually of the sea because the view is incredible.
Oh,
But
so
it's stunning, isn't it? The coastline there is really impressive. It's really beautiful.
just want to
But
caveat. I don't know. Maybe one or two of them on the terraces of the villas might be able to get like a little peek, but
yeah, roof terraces maybe, but
maybe
that dune
yeah.
protects you from the wind and the Atlantic, really, which out of season. It is.
Is that's one of the not
Yeah,
downside, but something you have to bear in mind. Coastal side of Portugal, you're on the Atlantic Ocean. So it's going to be windy and it's going to be a bit rainy.
So I've got a question for you. We love Quinta del Lago. We've
Yeah,
done some great deals there. We've, project managed an amazing house on Quinta del Lago
yeah.
a few years ago now. We love it, love the golf. But given the choice, where are you buying, Comporta or are you buying Quinta del Lago?
I am buying in Comporta. It's not even a question.
Same.
They're like Kinta. I've got no qualms with Kinta, but feels like it's been there and done that. And the values there. I mean, that's a whole different topic. But the values there are so inflated because of the lack of opportunity to build. So the prices are very high. But I think Comporta, there's so many good things about it. It's still early to get in there and to get a really good deal done. But I think it's very different. It's very kind of authentic to that part of Portugal. It's very understated, as we said at the start of this, and it's nice, and it's not that busy. So yeah, and I have to say, I think Dunas and Torre are the golf courses. I think they are above and beyond the
Yeah.
Kinta North and South. Not by a lot, but those courses are good. But these two, I mean, we said it earlier. The Torre one is being built to hope, to potentially bid and host the Ryder Cup in the future. So, those courses are unbelievable. And I shot my lowest round at Dunas, so that's why I'm going to choose that area.
Yeah, I like Quinta, and I think that house that we project managed a couple of years ago now, that was an amazing project to be involved with. I loved it.
Yeah,
But I think people are craving something new, and I think Comporta is that new. Um, I really do. I think that there's, as we've said before, it's not a all year round relocation destination.
no.
It's definitely a holiday destination.
We should be crystal clear. This place is not. The Comporta is not a Saint Tropez. It's not a Marbella. It's not all year round. It is very much, I'll say a 30-40% max time. That's because seasons, it just doesn't allow you to enjoy what you would, what you're buying. So it's very clear for that. And I think it's built for people who have got multiple homes around the world who want to have a spot there where they can fly in, like you said, they can, utilize the private airports there as well. But typically you can fly into Lisbon and you're there in an hour and a half max. And I think if that's what you're after, I think this is a really good place to consider.
I think I have read that there is plans for a new private airfield there.
Yeah,
It's not been built yet, but you can get because I remember looking at it for a client before. You can get a helicopter down from Lisbon really easily,
yeah,
and that's a 15-20 minute flight down from Lisbon Airport.
yeah,
So if that's if you need that sort of service, it's definitely available. Yeah, I think it's on the map, but I just think it's very early days. I'm quite excited to keep going back. I think for us, we're going to be going back almost 3 or 4 times a year now,
yeah,
keeping in touch with that market as much as possible.
yeah,
I'd love to help a client build a dream home.
yeah.
I think that could be really exciting because there's not a lot of barriers to what you can and can't build.
No,
They're quite happy for you to
but
build.
I think you raised a good point there. You're at a time where there's not deep, laws and legislations and things. There's still a little bit of flexibility, and so I think,
The buildable space is bigger than other areas we
yeah,
work in. So in Spain, for example, you can only build 20%
yeah,
on the plot, but there's the actual, and this isn't including terraces or anything like that. The actual buildable space on plots in Comporta is 25%.
yeah,
That 5% is massive. That's a huge difference. That's huge. It doesn't include anything subterranean, so under the ground. But so again, you can build a significantly sized home there. I think the coolest homes to build there would be ones that really make the most of that sort of indoor outdoor living, natural woods. I mean, you could build something incredible there quite easily.
yeah.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. I think just forget. I mean, the numbers side, but when we were there, I mean, if you like you said, I don't think this is made purely for like a rental investment. I don't think that is the strategy for it. I don't think that the yield certainly doesn't lend itself to that, just purely because of the duration of the season. And I think, what was it when we were there? the appreciation from the last year or the last couple of years. I think it was something like 20. What the
30% year on year.
Yeah. So I don't know how long that's going to last until that eventually fizzles out. But I mean, still, people there, like typical people who spot this, 12, 24 months ago, they built something, they're probably 6 months away from completing and the value's already gone up by X. I mean,
yeah,
I think it's a fantastic opportunity.
Well, the plots in Discovery Land are worth more than double what people paid for them.
Yeah.
So people that are reselling their plots now are selling them for more than double.
Yeah.
So I mean, that proves the value. I don't think 30% is, I mean, no one would think that's sustainable. It certainly isn't long term, but I think for the next few years, as it builds, and it builds quite slowly in terms of momentum and market momentum,
Yeah.
people are going to do really, really well. Getting in early there, I mean, you're going to be really pleased with that transaction.
Absolutely.
And I think rental yields will improve over the years.
Once
They're not there now. So for pure investors,
once the infrastructure's there, and don't get me wrong, the people who've got access to it now, who've owned that for a long time, I mean, it's a fantastic investment for them. That's not, some of the, the villas that George, our partner, has, they've done really well, because it is
they've doubled, if not tripled in value. Because they were old little fishing huts. So the one we stayed in, my understanding is that is worth double what they paid for it. So the returns are definitely there from a capital value perspective.
And I'll probably say
to summarize that, Comporta is definitely one of our highly rated destinations. There's loads of great things going on there. I think people need to go and explore, learn about what's happening there, find out what's right for them.
Play the golf courses. The 3 golf courses which we highly recommend are Pinorino, Dunas, and Torre. Phenomenal.
And if you can get on and you know someone and get on to Discovery Land, because that'd be one of the best in the world, not just the best in Comporta.
Yeah, and ideally, if you can invite one of us as well, that'd be great, because that is both of us. Yeah, that's an unbelievable golf course. So
next week, James, we're going to delve further into branded residences, aren't we? I'm quite strongly opinionated on that.
Yes.
I think people can brace themselves for a good listen. There's lots of things we like about them, but there's lots of things that I think we're unsure of in terms of where their positioning is, the brands that are involved. So we'll touch on that in much more detail next week.
It'll be what makes a good one and what doesn't work. I think it's as simple as that, isn't it?
In our experience,
Yeah,
let's make sure we're clear about that.
Yeah.